I'm the Anime Viewer 66, and today we're going to be taking a look at Soul Eater Not, a new take on an old classic. Now, this is a prequel to the original Soul Eater, so some things are going to be a bit different for those of you that watched the original series. For example, Sid is not a zombie yet, Liz and Patty are kind of jerks to everyone, and sadly, there is no Krona in the entire show. Yes, I was very sad about that. But on the upside, Dr. Stein is still a boss, so there's that. For those of you that are not familiar with the world of Soul Eater and don't know its story, I'll give you a brief refresher. Basically, you have humanity, and in humanity, there is three different types of people: normal humans who can't do nothing, weapons, which are humans that can turn their body into weapons, and Meisters, people who can wield said weapons in battle. There is a school called the DWMA, which is run by the Grim Reaper, to train these students on how to fight monsters and witches and all sorts of evil demons and whatnot. This school in the first series seemed to just train a whole bunch of different people to fight monsters. However, in this new series, we figure out that there's a bit more to it. You have the advanced class that does indeed go out and fight monsters, but you have another class, the Not class, hence the name of the anime. The Not class is comprised of people who have powers, but might not necessarily go out and fight the monsters. Most people in the Not class are just there to learn how to control their powers so that they can live in an everyday life, get back to living their normal life without weapons popping out of their body every which way. But a lot of them also want to, join the ranks of the higher grades to actually become a full on Meister and weapon pair and fight the evil forces. However, our main heroines are not exactly to that level yet, and well, they have a long way to go before they have any chance of doing that. The first of our heroines is Sugami. Her main gimmick? She's in love with love. Yeah, it's as stupid as it sounds. Basically, she wants to be in a love triangle when she gets to her new school, after she had to go to this new school, the DWMA, when blades started popping out of her body. Normal teenage puberty stuff. But she's hoping to be in a love triangle with a couple of guys and, have all the high school drama shenanigans. She does kind of end up in a love triangle, but it's not with who she thinks. It's with the two other girls I'm about to mention because Yuri makes everything better, am I right? Yeah, the Yuri in this is pretty much more subtext than anything, but it's definitely there. So overall, they made this character a less interesting version of Maka. Really, I would say that one of the things that made Maka so interesting is she was paired with Soul, and they sort of had this comedic timing with each other that they bounced off of each other well. This character has two people to bounce off of, and while it works sometimes, it does feel like they're trying to force her to be like Maka, right down to the point where when she meets Maka, she puts pigtails on because, Maka does it, and stalkers gotta do what they gotta do. Next up is Anyu, one of Sugami's potential partners. Her gimmick? She's a tsundere. Oh, and not just that, she's a rich tsundere. Oh, joy bunnies, everyone, because we've never seen that done ever. Okay, in all seriousness, she's not as bad as some of the other tsunderes. I would put her at about first year of RWBY, sort of like Weiss's level of brattiness. Not overbearing completely, but still enough I wish they wouldn't have made it a character trait. This character's one redeeming quality, in my opinion, is the fact that, well, she has this fascination with commoner stuff. Like anything that poor people do, she's fascinated by, which on one hand is kind of stupid, but yeah, it actually kind of made me laugh a few times, so they got me there. The last of our heroines is Mei Mei, the girl that is, well, not exactly the smartest cookie in the bag. Okay, in all honesty, this character is strange. Like, her main gimmick is she can't remember stuff. When I say she can't remember stuff, I mean Finding Dory level of I can't remember anything that just happened. And yes, the joke gets old fast. However, there are two things they did well with it. Number one, it sort of plays into the ending, which I will say this ahead of time. The ending is actually where they start to get more into the classic Soul Eater, like fighting type things. so it does play a part. But secondly, they actually have a hangover movie type joke where she has to go through her previous day because of all these crazy random things happening to her, and she has to piece together bit by bit what was going on. That was actually pretty entertaining. Because of the characters taking place in the not class instead of the regular class, we don't really see that much fighting up until the end. And, well, it's pretty much just a slice of life show with the backdraft of the Soul Eater world, which, personally, I think is a good idea. Yeah, I know a lot of people are upset about it and say, oh, this is not truly Soul Eater and everything. But considering how things have been lately with the whole, Teen Titans Go and new Powerpuff Girls and stuff like that, I'm thinking anime has it right with the reboots. If you're gonna reboot something in the same world, at least make new characters so we don't have to, destroy the old ones. But in all honesty, I do like the slice of life aspect here. The fact that they had the main characters, the main three girls, and then a bunch of other side characters they sort of acted off of, reminded me a lot of the anime Three Leaves, Three Colors, which I enjoyed quite a bit. Another big complaint about this show that most people give is it took away the amazing art style that Soul Eater once had so proudly. Okay, here's the thing. Anime as a whole tends to be kind of bland visually sometimes. Like, there are definitely standout shows in pretty much every season that looks very unique, but there's still a giant blob of moe and different sort of very bland looking shows to also counteract that. Soul Eater was one of the shows that actually looked unique and was outstanding for its visual design, having a creepy Tim Burtonish Halloween Town type look to it. However, this new remake makes it sort of moe-ish, which I like the moe look, so I don't really mind. And they also kept the whole DWMA having the look that it used to have. It also kept the sun and moon having its creepy faces. It was really more character designs and certain backgrounds that seemed more moe-ish. This will go up to your liking depending on how much that you actually like the art style of how it is now compared to how it was then, and you can make your own conclusions on that. But overall, I didn't mind the change, even though I do like the old one better. Now, they have a joke with Sugami in here, a continuous joke that they keep making, that they make in a lot of different animes as well, and it's getting annoying, like really annoying, and I'm tired of seeing it literally everywhere. Basically, the joke is you have a female character with a flatter chest than the other characters, so they're going to make fun of that said fact, which I don't know for other people. Maybe they find that humorous. I think it's incredibly mean spirited and the joke needs to stop. In certain cases, it could work as like a one off joke, but not as a continuous thing you bring up over and over again. One thing that I will say for this show, I did thoroughly enjoy it. I got through it all in about a day or two, and it didn't seem like any time at all to me. It was a really enjoyable show, and I will say, what I would love to see from this is them making a sequel taking place after the events of the original Soul Eater, where maybe we have Maka and Soul and the others as like teacher characters, and we have this group as like the new students and everything. That would be really cool to see. If I was to describe this show in one phrase, it would be a dark brew of Soul Eater coffee, filled up with whipped cream of the slice of life genre, sprinkles with a little Yuri on top. Fun for everyone, really. So at the end of the day, I give this show 3.5 stars out of 5. If you want to watch this show, there'll be a link in the description to it on Funimation. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, because on my Vimeo, they won't let me link videos for some reason. So sad. Until next time, I am the Anime Viewer 66. Thank you, and good night.